I want to thank you guys, everyone who tuned in to the first episode last weekend of the Blurry Vision Podcast. And now I'm bringing you the second episode of the Blurry Vision Podcast. And I am your host, Shaquille Davis. Appreciate it. I love my fake studio audience. Well, as of right now, last week's episode is sitting on 12 views. I appreciate it. I appreciate all 12 of those people that tuned in and watched. You gotta, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep expanding. I'm gonna try to do like 10 episodes before I take a break and go on vacation again. And then I'll let it marinate within the YouTube atmosphere, and then I'll probably come back. But anyway, like I said, welcome to the second episode of the Blurry Vision Podcast. I'm your host, Shaq, and we have some things to talk about, because before I get into the sports aspect of this podcast, I need to shout out my little baby sister, Ginger. Aww. Well, she's not a baby anymore. She's 8 years old. And fun fact, I've actually never met her. Quick story, when I was at community college in New York, she was born in the city. And at the time, I was going to miss class to go see her, to see her come into this world. But it was just, I would have had to take like 10 trains, and it was just such a hassle. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see her next time. 8 years later, still have not met her. But she saw my my welcome video for my job at First Coast News, and she was upset because I didn't mention that I had brothers and sisters and all that. So I wanted to give a shout out to my little sister Ginger. I love you. You're hilarious. Even though I never met you, I do love you. And there you go. There's your shout out, Ginger. She's already a superstar. She's so bright. She's so smart. And she's very intuitive, and I appreciate it. So, yeah. Let's give her a round of applause. Jay Williams from ESPN actually, I guess you could say he kind of agreed with me. We didn't talk or anything, but I asked the question, is Draymond Green a hypocrite? And, well, he agreed. He said the same thing. I'm going to see if I could pull up I'm gonna pull up the audio. I'm not gonna show the video because the video might get me in some copyright trouble. So I'm gonna pull up the audio. All right, take a listen.
They've learned and have added new things.
But wait,
but that's not how you do it.
Can I have a question though?
Yeah.
I thought Draymond was new media. Why is new media discussing old media tactics?
Because he's smart. Look at this. We're talking about him. Draymond Green's an
I'm not talking about it.
He's new. What? You were talking about it right now.
I'm just saying, but he's new media. So this is what old media discusses. Why isn't new media thinking about what's forward thinking, what's futuristic?
Jay, dough is dough. Ratings are ratings. Clicks are clicks. Eyeballs are eyeballs. Right now on ESPN,
the point is,
on the screen,
Max,
it says Draymond Green speaks, and we're talking all about him and his
podcast. I can see where it is,
and
Max. My point is, it's hypocritical.
Why?
Right? Well, don't call yourself new media if you're discussing old media.
But you don't get rid of it wholesale.
Oh, you don't?
No,
I don't know. It was never explained to me what new media is.
New media is just the...
You don't have to explain it. You didn't create it, so don't try to back it. I'm just saying, when somebody comes on, it's like, oh, this...
Well, there you have it, guys. I said it first. Jay Williams said it second. So, clearly, I was on to something. I told you guys. Draymond Green, he's kind of hypocritical. Second thing I want to talk about is I want to talk to you guys about my first week at First Coast News. Can you see that? Kind of out of the light. It was an interesting, fun, hectic, mentally draining week, and I loved every minute of it. I'm trying to think. Monday I came in Monday I came in, same day as the episode 1 aired of the Blurry Vision podcast, and I was so excited. I'm like, wow, look at this newsroom. It's beautiful. I feel important. So, I meet my boss. Shout out to Nick Moran. This guy's a effing genius with all this photography stuff and his video stuff. He's won so many Emmys, and under his tutelage, I'm hoping I can just grab one Emmy. I met a few people in the newsroom that day. Took a picture. Shout out to Natalie. She took my picture. Met the person who actually was the brains behind my welcome video, Kristen Loyal. Yes, I believe that's Kristen's last name, Kristen Loyal. Let me make sure I check on that.
2,000 years later.
No, her name is Kristen Joyle. My bad. She should change it to Loyal though. But anyway, met her. Met some of the anchors. I met Tim Deegan. I met the person I call the godmother. It's a respect thing. Jeannie Blaylock, she was so cool and so amazing and nice and sweet. I met Lauren Inderhees. I actually talked to her husband on the phone during my interview process, and Lauren is amazing. She's just so nice, and she's very helpful. She kind of is going to be giving me a lot of my assignments and stuff when I start getting into the gist of things. I met my guy. Chris Porter. I call him CP. Our sports director. He's just hilarious. I've had such a fun week with him. He's a character in himself. Me and him are gonna be working together, and yeah, it was a fun week, but it was also a tough week. Trying to learn a new video editing system was a challenge. We have to use Edius. I use Movie Maker to make this, and I got to learn all the shortcuts like Control A, Control L, and AO, and it's a process. Met a few reporters. Met Andrew, our news and sports reporter. I think he's like part-time for sports or news or something like that. I met a Renata I can't say Renata's last name. I think it's Renata Di Gregorio. Renata Di Gregorio. She's a talent. Emmy winner. So talented. My first shoot was actually for a 106-year-old Jaguars fan named got to get her name correct. Muriel McGowan. Her name's Muriel McGowan. She was a character in herself. It was fun. Kind of messed up though because the mics weren't synced correctly, and then we couldn't air the interviews, and I felt like it was all my fault. And that was Friday. And Friday was a weird day because yesterday. I'm shooting this on Saturday, July 30th. So Thursday night, I had my keys, and I jump rope every night in the yard and put the keys on top of my friend's pickup truck and it has the cover on it. And long story short, I left him there after I went inside. He drove off. Somehow they stayed on top of his truck. The next morning, Friday morning, I spent like 2 to 3 hours looking for my keys. I tore my room apart and then rearranged some stuff. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise. And I never found them. And then he called like, hey, your keys on the back of my truck. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never took them out. So he traveled all around Jacksonville, and somehow they didn't fall off. So round of applause for that whole situation because that was fortunate. My swag bag. It says, Shaquille Davis, welcome to First Coast News. We're glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here too. Yeah, it was a great first week at First Coast News. I love it there. I can see myself there for a long time. I love everyone already. I got everyone on Friday. I got everyone Krispy Kreme donuts. I actually never had a Krispy Kreme donut before, so that was an experience. I got everyone. I believe 72 Krispy Kreme donuts. I believe that's five boxes. Yeah, 12 times 5. I'm not the biggest math guy. I hate math. Correction. I got everyone 6 boxes of donuts, which is 72. I wanted to get 100, but I don't think that there's nothing times 12 that equals 100, so yeah. It is July 30th, and I want to talk about Kevin Durant and why a completed Kevin Durant trade could doom the NBA in the near future.
What do you mean by that?
Kevin Durant requested a trade while I was on an island, a deserted island, soaking up a tan on June 30th, and it sent ripple effects throughout the whole NBA. There were different rumors every other day. It was ridiculous. And it's kind of hasn't been clear why Kevin Durant has really requested a trade. You know, we've heard a lot of things. We've heard he wanted to go to the Lakers. He wanted to go to the Suns. The latest report is the Celtics, and Jaylen Brown actually tweeted, because he was the star player in that trade on the Celtics side. I think he tweeted just like shaking my head. And I want to tell Jaylen and anyone that sees this that I think Jaylen Brown is looking at it differently. He's looking at it in a negative light, when in fact he should be looking at it as a huge honor, because for you to be the star of a Kevin Durant trade and not just a throwing piece, like that shows a testament of your ability, of your athletic and basketball ability. So let's give Jaylen Brown a round of applause. Screw it. All right, back to Kevin Durant. So, yeah, his trade sent out a ripple effect throughout the whole league. There were reports saying him and Kyrie still wanted to play together. And then there were reports that both want to go to the Lakers. And it was just, like, when I was on vacation, guys, I just had to turn, like, everything off, because I'm like, as a media member, I know how this stuff goes. So, yeah. It's just rumors and rumors and rumors all day long. Like, that's how these big time media companies like survive. As I pointed out on my last podcast, when I ran down all the ridiculous things Colin Cowherd had said over the years. So, yeah. I want to explain to you why a Kevin Durant trade could doom the league. Collective bargaining talks. I think the collective bargaining agreement ends, if I'm not mistaken, in December of this year. I think it's like an opt-in, opt-out clause. Like I said, there's a choice to opt out, and the owners are furious. And if this Kevin Durant trade goes through, they're going to be even more furious. So what I'm hearing from people that I know, I even talked to one NBA owner that I actually am good friends with. I'm not going to say who. And he wants to put a stop to this player power thing, which I think me and him kind of disagreed on, but he made some good points. To say the least, these owners are tired of every summer there's a new star that just is unhappy with the situation and he just wants to leave. It kind of messes up the equilibrium in the NBA. I mean, super teams are exciting for us as fans, and even more exciting for us media members. But for the owners, it's kind of blows because that's one less star that could potentially be on your team. And like look at the Sacramento Kings, for example, a few years ago. They now have De'Aaron Fox. They drafted well, but they haven't been in the playoffs for I believe 12 years. And there was actually a funny fact about the Sacramento Kings. No player in the NBA currently, no active player in the NBA, has faced them in the playoffs. Damn! That is crazy. So with player power, that stat could fall to another NBA team. Hearing that, the owners want to make some tweaks to the collective bargaining agreement because of players like Kevin Durant now, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, and I mean, I'm not going to throw Donovan Mitchell in there because he has not requested a trade, but the Jazz are reportedly looking to offload him. And I also was told that these NBA owners don't even care if there is another NBA lockout. I'm not going to say they're not looking at our sports well-being in this situation, but the owners have to take care of themselves first. All right, it's their business, it's their product, it's their baby. They have to take care of it first. NBA lockout could be looming. It could be looming, guys. So find some Netflix shows, get some more friends, because this could potentially be another lockout season. The interesting thing about this situation is that, it's been reported that the league just finished its most profitable season ever. The NBA playoffs is really exciting. So I can see as a fan, on the fan side, why that is true. Let's talk about Kevin Durant real quick. And I want to give a quick shout out to Malibu. Love Malibu. Love Arizona. I will be living in both of those places one day. But anyway, let's talk about a Kevin Durant trade. What scenario works best for everyone, including Kevin Durant and the NBA owners and the fans? We don't necessarily know where Kevin Durant wants to go. Boston does have a pretty good deal on reportedly on the table. There's even a rumor I saw on Twitter that Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant took a picture together. I think it was at a club. I'll show it probably right here. It's a nice shirt that Jason Tatum has on. Anyway, so for Kevin Durant, we don't. He's really tight-lipped. He's smart. He's smart. He's media savvy. He's not going to say too much, so we don't know where he wants to go. But since this is my podcast, I'm going to tell you where I want him to go. I want him to go to Phoenix, Arizona.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I would like to see him on the Suns. Like I said, it would give me more incentive to move there. And yeah, I don't really have like a intellectual reason on why I'd want him in the desert, but besides my own selfish reasons. But
can we get serious now?
I do think the most logical place for Kevin Durant to be is in Golden State. Kevin Durant played the best basketball of his career in Golden State. Kevin Durant was the ultimate weapon alongside Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and those host of role players. Now, I do not think that Golden State should, send their farm of young talent to Brooklyn for Kevin Durant. Father Time can hit you like that, and it misses no one. Even LeBron will truly decline soon. We've seen little bits and pieces of LeBron's decline, but he will truly decline before you know it. I'm not going to say soon, but before you know it. So you don't want to give up a Jordan Poole and a Andrew Wiggins and a Jonathan Kuminga and a Moses Moody and 5 first-round draft picks, because that could leave you in NBA destitute for years to come if you're Golden State. They are the flagship franchise of the NBA. Kevin Durant also has 4 years left on his contract, so he has to get traded. You can't amnesty him, or, I mean, you could release him for his contract, but why in the world would Brooklyn ever do that? If I am Golden State, I would call Brooklyn. I'd say, hey, I got 4 first-round picks for you. I have a Moses Moody, and I have either a Jonathan Kuminga or Andrew Wiggins for you. And I call another team, because I'm not putting in Jordan Poole, because Jordan Poole is like the next baby Steph Curry-ish with some more seasoning and more tutelage under Steph. So I'm throwing in a few first-round picks and some second-round picks. Screw it. Throw some few second-round picks in there too. And I'm throwing in Kuminga. Wait, no. Oh, gosh. You don't know how good Kuminga's going to be. See why a Kevin Durant trade is so dang tough? But anyway, if I am Golden State, I'm holding talks with them, and I'm trying to give up as least as possible, and I'm bringing in another team to make that trade happen. If anyone has to be in that trade, Andrew Wiggins and Moses Moody and some first round and second rounders have to be in that trade on Golden State's side. Now, that's probably not going to get it done, but hey, you tried. To wrap this second episode up of the Blurry Vision Podcast, it's going to be interesting to see how this Kevin Durant saga will play out. My personal opinion, I will be shocked if he is traded, and I will do a podcast on his trade if it does happen. But I don't see Kevin Durant getting traded this season. I'll say that. I'm not going to say he's never going to get traded. It just wouldn't make any sense, for one. And I feel like these owners and these NBA teams are tired of being bullied. We've seen every star that has requested a trade be traded in the past few years. And Kevin Durant is 33 years old. If you're an NBA owner and an NBA GM, do you really want to flip your young core for a 33-year-old? I know it's Kevin Durant, and you only get one Kevin Durant in a lifetime. But do you really want to flip your young core and all your future for a potential championship? Those are some things you need to think about if you're a team. If you're an NBA GM, if you're an NBA owner. Like I said, I do not think Kevin Durant is going to get traded this season. I know that when NBA training camp opens up, that Kevin Durant will 99.9% be on the Nets roster. And I think Kyrie Irving will be there too. And the only way for Kyrie Irving to get traded, it looks, is for Kevin Durant to go. All right, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Like I said, I do not think a Kevin Durant trade will go down this season. It's too many variables that need to happen. It's too many stars that need to align. What is that? Oh, it's a cat. Hi. What, are you hungry? I'm recording a podcast. This cat's hungry. Hold on. Please do not get in my shot. Do not get in my shot. Do not get in my... Hey. Do not get in my shot again. Anyway. Be on the lookout for a lot of trade talks during the... a lot of rumors and trade talks during right before the NBA trade deadline. Oh, Kevin Durant's probably not happy, blah, blah, blah. But there are too many variables in the situation that have to connect for a Kevin Durant trade to be completed. Too many stars need to align. The Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way Galaxy have to, combine for a big blast of energy. I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Just too many things have to happen for a Kevin Durant trade to be completed. And that is the show I have for you guys this week. I appreciate my fake audience. But, you guys have been great. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an ant, tell a bug, tell a tiger, tell a jaguar, tell your friend in Malibu that Shaq is here, and this is the Blurry Vision Podcast. See you guys all next week. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Television. On television. Wildin' on the Blurry Vision. Let's go! I'm out of here! This is really the intro to the podcast right here. Television by Pop Smoke, Kanye, and Pusha T.